If you haven't heard, Morgan Wallen was recently arrested in Nashville for reckless endangerment charges. We're going to break down what this means and whether Morgan could face possible jail time. My name is Andrew Beasley, and I'm your Tennessee criminal defense lawyer. If you or someone you know has been charged with a crime, check out my website or the rest of my content. In this video, we're going to examine what's going on with the Morgan Wallen case. According to the Metro Nashville Police Department, on April 7th, 2024, at approximately 10:53 p.m., officers were standing in front of Chief's Bar, located at 200 Broadway, when they witnessed a chair come from above and hit Broadway. The chair was approximately 3 feet away from two police officers. Officers approached security to investigate the incident. Staff members of Chief's told officers that the defendant was responsible for the chair. Officers reviewed camera footage of the rooftop 6 stories up. Cameras showed the defendant, Morgan Wallen, lunging and throwing an object over the roof. It then showed the object flying off the roof. Witnesses stated they were standing to the right of the defendant and observed him pick up the chair and throw it over, laughing afterwards. Officers arrested the defendant with 3 counts of reckless endangerment for 2 officers being in the vicinity and the danger to the public. Additionally, he was charged with disorderly conduct as he created a hazardous condition by an act that served no legitimate purpose. Reckless endangerment comes from placing someone at risk of death or serious bodily injury. Now, normally, throwing a chair might not ordinarily qualify, but here we're talking about throwing a chair from the 6th floor down onto Broadway. They've charged Morgan with a felony based on the fact that he was using this chair as a deadly weapon. And I think they have a legal basis to do that. By charging it as the felony, it's a Class E felony, carries a sentence of up to 1 to 2 years and a maximum fine of $3,000. Now, do I expect that Morgan Wallen is going to spend 2 years in prison over these charges? Absolutely not. I would suspect he will not be a convicted felon over this. It sounds to me like this was a night at Broadway that got a little out of hand, and while yes, it is a serious situation, putting officers and other people on Broadway in danger, I don't think this is the type of case where he is going to look at hard prison time. Morgan Wallen made a statement on X, formerly known as Twitter. He said, quote, "I didn't feel right publicly checking in until I made amends with some folks. I've touched base with Nashville law enforcement, my family, and the good people at Chief's. I'm not proud of my behavior, and I accept responsibility." Morgan Wallen is making a statement pretty much admitting guilt. He's already caught on camera, but I don't love that he's just making a blanket admission of guilt in this situation. However, I suspect that there are already some discussions happening with the police, with the prosecutors. That is probably why Morgan has now come out and made this statement. Morgan Wallen also has a first appearance coming up. Typically, this is where your lawyer can appear in court for you, and specifically in situations that involve the media, you may want your lawyer to appear in court for you to avoid all of the media circus. A big exception to that, where you would want to show up at first appearance, is if your case has already been negotiated, if it's already been resolved, if you're wanting to take care of everything all at once, then that would be a situation where you might want to show up at first appearance. If you or someone you know is under criminal investigation or facing charges for DUI or any other criminal offense, we can help. Don't try to take on the system alone. Schedule a consultation and we'll go through all your options. I'm Andrew Beasley, and I'm your Tennessee criminal defense lawyer.